Hey guys, how's it going? Jack here, and we're playing some Ozymandias. A while back I made a tutorial for this game, and I've been playing it a little bit on and off since then, and it's really fun. It's basically a stripped down 4X game, kind of like Civ, but it's just a lot simpler. As you can see, that's the whole tech screen, the whole money screen, and here's food, so it's super simple. This map we're playing on Greece, and we're going to try and win, and in green there, playing as thieves, we have my friend Ratlabory. So there's 2 human players and then 4 AI. Right off the bat, we're going to try and get some expansion down. Obviously, for our first opportunity, we're going to pick the free plains tile. The techs I purchased on the first turn were just some flag technologies, which make conquering a new tile a little bit cheaper if it's that specific type. So I got some mountain ones and some plains ones. I go for a free island flag, and then I'm going to go ahead and use both of these turns, and I just check right here what's the most expensive plains tile, and then I use my free plains token for that one. Main objective of this game, obviously, like every game like this at the start, is expanding. You want to get more territory, and then from your territory you can extract resources, which you can get from the research page, which I just briefly opened there. My next tech, I get a free tile again, and I choose a forest one, which is sweet. I buy a couple sea tiles because I figure once I run out of room to expand on land, I have quite a bit of ocean, and ocean's really expensive to get any yield out of, but once you do, you can have so much of it that it becomes really profitable. Here you can see I get another free ocean tech, so I just decided to use one that's really close to me, conveniently located up north there, just so I can help contest me against blue and conquer territory, because I really want to expand really far up north and get a lot. I play with my yields there. You can spend your money for military power once you buy units, more food, or more science, and I make sure to balance my science so I have 20, because that's how much I need to buy a specific tech that I want. I'm prioritizing my growth to the north because to the south it's just ocean and nobody's really going to bother expanding there for a little bit, but I really want to make sure I don't get outcompeted in the north because that's a lot of stream tiles, which are really useful, and things like that. I buy a hill power bonus, and that's because I'm thinking blue here is going to try and go for the same hill I placed the flag on, and he does, but unfortunately he also has a power tech, and he has 2 tiles next to it that he owns, so he outcompetes me for it and he gets it, which is a shame, but oh well. I decided to spend my 24 food on a city up there because the closer your city is to tiles you're expanding in, it's a little bit cheaper. The farther away, the more the price increases. I also go ahead and buy money upgrade for the plains tile because that's the most type of tile I have. The mountain units, the mountain tiles, you have to buy specific resources for that tile. Plains, you have to buy specific upgrades for that tile. So basically, whichever one you have the most of, that's generally the best one to buy. So we're still expanding north. We lost a few tiles. White's getting pretty strong up there, taking more, but it's not too bad. You can see yellow is just bought an army and placed it on their city, and that's usually not a very good move. When you buy an army, you want to place it right on your border so it can start attacking. And you'll see everybody else in the east, blue, light blue, and green have all bought armies as well, so the war is starting. And the one problem with war is you have to spend the initial money to buy the unit, and then you have to spend money on giving it power. So it's not spending money on the military unit takes away money that you'd want to spend on research or food. So it kind of puts you behind unless you can start taking a lot of tiles, or you need it to defend yourself. I pick up the money upgrade for the river because I'm getting quite a few of them now, and more money is always good. Again, just fiddling around with how I'm spending my money because I want to have a bit more next turn. We get a nice dairy opportunity here, which means for all my grasslands I get some food, which is good, helps me expand a bit. And we're picking up all of these islands now, or at least trying to, because it's the last tiles that are really easily accessible that I can get a yield off of. Next turn I want to try and take some more to the north before white outcompetes me. And you can see I've arranged my research money to get up to 100 because that's how much it costs for ocean yield for science. And then once I get the first science technology for ocean, I'll get a lot more science per turn, and then I can get the food one, and etc, etc, and it just starts to snowball, which is really good. I decided the goldsmith one I have, which is spend 50 gold and then get like 100 gold over 18 or 8 turns or something like that, isn't worth it, and I'd rather go for the sea tech one. which is definitely a good play because anything you can get that increases your yield on a tile is awesome, or the ones that increase your movement speed. There's a lot of ones that's like collect all of the yield tiles and then you get half movement cost, which is the one I have for the plains there. You can see red and yellow are fighting each other, but they're also fighting me, which I don't like, and I don't really feel like losing any tiles, so I decided to buy an army and stick it up there, right in the spot where we're having trouble. And where I placed it is nice because it defends the tile that's under attack, and then it also attacks 2 tiles of yellow, well 3 really, but 1 that he's not currently defending, so hopefully we can take it. However, mountains have the interesting trait that they give +2 defensive bonus to whoever owns it, and so they actually become pretty difficult to take. You'll see Ratlabory in green there has just taken out white, but however it's the cost of he's getting a little bit attacked from all the other nations, so he's in a bit of trouble. And what this done is actually is open a bunch of land to the north, which is now really easy for me to take. Unfortunately, I had some things to do with my food this turn, but now I'm able to buy the food tech for Ocean, which will give me 1 science and 1 food for all my ocean tech. So I'm kind of prioritizing that over expanding on land because it's so good, but I am making sure to throw a few tiles on land so I can expand my borders. I'm playing around with my power a bit. I want to make sure I'm strong enough to try and conquer something, because I haven't been able to make any headway into the mountains, but I realize there's not really any point. I'm defending my land. What I'm focusing on now is expanding, and then once I get a few more techs, a bit more money, I can buy some power technologies, and then from there I'll be able to conquer them. We get our we get our ocean technology, which is good, and then we go for our money technology. So now we have all 3 of the things that we need for ocean. So for each ocean tile we get 1 research, 1 money, and 1 food, which given the quantity of ocean I have over any other territory, and if you see like the amount of territory that anyone else has, is actually really good, and that's going to be a serious power bonus. I'm continuing to expand to the north on the area that got opened up for me, and you'll see I pick up the most important quest of the game, which is reduce your power waste to 50%. And that makes your power cost 1 less, and that's a big discount for money, and it's good to wait for that before you upgrade your power. However, I haven't done any power research yet, which isn't great. The other important thing I do this turn is I place a city in the top, and what that's going to do is give me some protection for my territory, because I'm pretty sure Josh is going to try and attack me because he knows I'm doing pretty well and I might win. And yeah, you see there I have 53 ocean tiles. The next most I have, I think, is 9 stream tiles, so that's quite a significant source of my income is coming from ocean, so it is actually really important to expand on ocean. I see that yellow's attacking me in the north, so I decided to buy another army, which is also one of the win conditions for this map, so it's not wasted, and then, you know, defending your lands is never wasted. I expand a little bit more where I can, in the north there and in the east, and then I make sure to grow my city up in the north because I think there's going to be trouble up there. Unfortunately, the army we placed against yellow right in the homeland of our territory doesn't do enough, and he actually takes both of those lands, which is really unfortunate. So now I decided I need to spend a bit more on food, and so I go to 2 military power. I expand a bit more in the north, and I check the power wheel and I see that it's not quite what I need, so I decided to buy 2 plains power technologies, which is what I need to be okay. I move my armies around a little bit so it defends, and maybe I can conquer these plains ones back. And then what you see now that I've upgraded my power a little bit and I've gotten some plains attack bonuses, and then now I'm actually threatening some territories. Another important thing I do this turn is buy my first power waste technology. And then we also pick up some more forest techs because I have 8 of them and they're pretty cheap, so it's good. But the thing about power waste that's really important is if you have nothing, 80% of the power you have each turn is wasted, it's gone. So if you have 10 power, you know, say on turn 50, on turn 51 if you spend nothing, that's going to drop all the way down to 2 power, so you have to spend a lot to keep your power up. But if you have the maximum tech, which is 50%, that means you're going to have 5 power next turn without spending anything, so it makes you able to snowball your power, and so it's super important. And so I'm trying to spend it like every other turn or so, because I also don't want to spend too much money and then have no money to spend on my military, because as you're seeing, you have to spend money to give your units power. And like, for example, I had 2 power given to each of my units, and if I stopped spending that, those units would become a lot weaker. Another important thing we do here is we pick up our final hill yield technology, and that gives us double movement in hills, which is important because that's where all the important combat is going. And then we also move our power waste up 1 more tick, and we build a city right in the middle of the mountains because we managed to conquer it. And all of those things are going to really help our combat and make it so we're going to conquer these hills and start pushing yellow back, which is really what we deserve. Next turn we get the final one, 50%, so now our power waste is right where we want it, and we were lucky enough to have the quest, so now my power is cheaper, so now I can really start ramping out the military production. I'm moving my units around, and now I should be able to start buying more units because I can actually spend the money on buying units, and I don't need to worry about trying to save up for the power technology. You can see I buy a unit in my northernmost city and throw it on my northern border because there's the blue army and Ratlabory's green army up there, and I'm not willing to lose any territory. Plus I might be able to take some, which is good. I'm spending 80% for 3 power because I want to threaten these mountain tiles. I want to take some. We only managed to get 1 out of the 4 that we had there, but that's good enough because it's incremental progress. The more territory that you have adjacent to an enemy territory makes it easier to be taken, so any progress is good progress. You can see we purchased a plains power technology there because I wanted to try and start attacking these plains. And you can also see I start looking at the victory conditions because I'm like, okay, I got a pretty big empire here, what do we need? And the things that I see is I need a bit more land for 3 crowns. I need I think 9 armies, or maybe it's 7, we'll see in a second, to get another 3 crowns. And then after that, I just need some power technologies or city population for my last crown, and then that will be the game. So I really start making sure I'm trying to crank out as many armies as I can, at least hopefully 1 per turn. You know, sometimes you can't because you need the money to spend on other things. Another good thing here is that city we placed on the mountain, we're growing it pretty much every single turn, which is awesome, and so it's becoming super defendable. We crank out another army against red so we can start stealing his territory too. And then we also buy some city power because we're going to start attacking cities soon, I'm thinking. And it's also cheap power technology, which I want to win the game. So we managed to take some more territory. I have 2 armies up in the north. We're taking territory up there. I have 3 armies on my land border in the south, 2 against yellow, 1 on red, and then I also have a fleet there. I'm expanding my city population. You see I have 23 out of 24. I'm 12 out of 15 for power technologies, so I'm not going to bother really getting that. I'm just going to get the power technologies I need because we're going to get the city population, we're going to buy 2 more armies, and then we're going to have the land, and that's going to be game. So far, the only nation that's really big is light blue in the bottom right there, but he's actually never seen me this whole game. We haven't shared any borders. So, you know, if him and all the other AI were attacking me, we might be in trouble. But as it is, he's focusing pretty much all of his territory on the unprotected, or sorry, all of his armies on the unprotected territory of red in the south, and then also green in the north. And you'll see green, he had 2 armies against me. He was trying to do something, you know, maybe conquer some of my territories, but I don't even really have to spend much money or effort with him, and I'm able to take it. You see we take a huge chunk of blue's territory, which is great because now we're going to have enough territory for the crowns, and you can see there on the top left there I gain 3 crowns from the territory, and then I also get 1 from the city, and then we go ahead and buy a boat because it's cheaper than the units, and then that gives us all of our crowns. We just piddle around at the end, buy another power technology for fun, adjust the army so they're in a good spot, and we close the turn, and then that's going to give us the game. You know, we got really lucky because we weren't next to Ratlabory, who would have given us some trouble, and he also killed white early, which gave us room to grow, and then he got pummeled by the other AI, so it gave us a clear path to victory. It was a good game. Thanks for watching.